expressed. We'd bring the sacraments to the people, help them to heal physically. We'd bring medicine, but also spiritually as well, bringing them the sacraments and that. But in the Anishinaabe tradition, we also have the healing as far as like TJ talked about, like with the different, with Sama, with cedar and sweetgrass and sage and the plants. The Creator has given us all these things for healing, but also the drum and the flute also are healing instruments. I've been in the healing profession now for over 30 years as a chiropractor, hospital chaplain, and now as a hospice chaplain. What I found is a lot of people, as they get near end of life, it can be frightening for a lot of people. And I'll play the flute, and it brings them great peace, and it prepares them for their journey. So I'd like to share with you, there's many stories of how the flute came to be in many Native American traditions. It's known as the love flute, and that's a different story of a young Indian boy trying to woo his Indian girl. But one of the stories that's handed down to us in the Anishinaabe tradition is quite different. And I'd like to tell the story as it's been told to me this way. There was a young Indian boy and a young Indian girl that were born just days apart. And as they grew up, they were inseparable. And the people knew that at one time, these two would be married. Wherever you found one, you found the other. And there was such love between these two. They were a model to the rest of the people. Well, finally that day came, and they were married, and this great joy amongst the people, and it was the happiest day that the people had known for many, many years. And after a few weeks of marriage, it was time for the hunting party to go off. And so her new husband had to go off with the hunting party, and this was the first time that they had ever been apart. And she didn't know what she was going to do. But she stayed behind because she knew that that was what her husband was called to do. And she would speak to the Creator and pray to Him. And as they did every day of their life, they got up and said their prayers every morning, spoke to the Creator, and they knew that He would take care of them. And after a couple weeks, the hunting party, they could see Him coming off in the distance, and this great joy in her heart. She couldn't believe that she'd be reunited with her loved one again. And as they got closer, she couldn't see him. And as they got closer yet, they came up and said that we're sorry to tell you that your husband was killed in an unfortunate hunting accident. The grief that overtook this young Indian wife was so great that she couldn't hear the Creator's voice anymore. The words that she used to speak to the Creator and ask Him for things or tell Him things, that voice wouldn't come within her anymore. She didn't know what to do. And the people, they too tried to console her. No matter what they said, there was nothing. She could not be consoled. This was a love that she'd had all her life, was now gone. She stopped eating. She just didn't want to live anymore. And she thought finally to herself that she's going to walk away from the people, and she's just going to walk as far as she can and lay down and die so she can be with her loved one. She knew that was wrong, but she didn't know what else to do. So one day she walked away from the people, and she began walking and walked and walked and walked, and she finally got tired and found a tree and sat down beside the tree and laid there.